my colleagues on this side of the aisle have spoken eloquently of the activities of farming. I will just tell you that I was born and raised in Manhattan. I came to Orange County, and I ran as a county legislator. And I got elected, and my district was the black dirt industry. Now, the black dirt is in Pine Island, and I didn't know anything about farming. But I found myself, in order to do my job better as a legislator, going to the farms, including produce farms, dairy farms, milking a cow, and trying to understand their life and their habits. What I did see was the farmers put health centers in to take care of the workers. They had daycare. They had extended families. These same workers came from all different parts of the world, and they kept coming back to the same farms for 10 to 20 years. So for the farmer, this was his extended family that provided the work so he could survive. If we were to proceed with this legislation on the smaller farmers, it is the kiss of death and it is a job killer. The John Deere people who sell equipment to the farmers. Farmers don't have the money to pay for the equipment to run the farms. They give them paper, livestock, the grain, the feed. They give it to the farmers all on credit. And you know who really owns the farms? The banks own the farms. Because what's happened to the dairy industry, you heard it over and over again. The milk prices, what you get on the open market, doesn't pay for their cost of production. So what did they do? They say, boy, we've hit a terrible time. We're going to go borrow some more. Let's hope the bank gives us more money so we can get through the next 12 months, this recessionary period. Maybe the milk prices will go up and we can keep our farms. So, if we put this level of expense on top of the farms, the banks will own the farms. They will foreclose because the farmers will not have the ability to pay. When the upstate banks own the farms, there's not much demand for the subdivision market upstate because, you know, I don't have to tell you about what's happened to the real estate market. New construction is probably nil. So you don't realize the ripple effect of what this will do to put farms out of business. I'm not even talking about the quality and the safety of the food. It will certainly drive consumer prices up if this bill gets passed. If we have less farms and we import more, whether it's China, Chile, or any other foreign countries, we have, and I'm not here to throw a new element in, but agricultural terrorism is something that we have looked at over the years as a form of hurting America, and I'm not dramatizing. My point is, food grown in New York is watched closely for quality, safety, and if you put this layer of expense on, you will not only kill the farmer, but all those horizontal industries who service the farms. It will be a job killer. I know your heart is in the right place, Senator. You want to be more humane. But when Senator Schneiderman stands up and talks about the philosophy of justice, social justice, by the way, should be borne by society as a whole, and not as employers who are struggling to create jobs and are trying to survive. And the philosophy of the Constitution on social justice does not pay the farmers' bills. And I don't have to tell Senator Orbitine the cost of energy in this state, and the tax burden in trying to make a living. So for all those reasons, this is a very bad public policy bill. It shows a lack of understanding of the culture of Manhattan and the culture of upstate. As an assemblyman, I tried to get my assembly people from the city to come up to the farms, spend a day, do a tour, get more acquainted. We didn't have much luck with that. But I know your intentions are noble, but it's not going to work for this particular industry. I think it'll do much more economical devastation than it will be for the rising tide of the workers you're trying to protect. And the last point I want to make, I didn't make the argument with domestic workers, but it's the same argument with farm workers or domestic workers. They come to this country for opportunity. And whether they're legals or illegals, let's leave that aside. But they find a job here. They survive. And, you know, their children get medical benefits if they go into the hospital, and they get into our education system. And they're getting opportunities that they could never get from the country from whence they came. Now, maybe they would like to do better, like all of us would like to do better. But when you start talking of social justice, to the extent that they're being punished or somehow deprived or degraded, if things were better in their country, they would never come here. They would stay there and take the jobs and have a better quality of life. So I would say in conclusion, this would be a devastating job killer for upstate New York. I vote no. Thank you, Madam President.